Uh, I was disappointed because the stadium was not full.
You didn't say that, no. I think that's what he's read into the situation, into your comments.
So the interpretation is interpretation. What I said, we would love because we need them support with
Mhm.
10,000 people, 30,000 people, 40,000 people, 50,000 people. It doesn't matter how many people comes. If after 5 seasons the people can understand my behave about the fans or whatever, so it's because they want to misunderstand what I said. Guys, if you want to join us, will be in.
Welcome back to the Football Terrace this morning. The war of words between Pep Guardiola and the Manchester City fans continues, and it's almost got itself to an embarrassing level now. It's almost at an embarrassing level for Manchester City, for Pep Guardiola. He was very open and honest about what he said. Things have been misinterpreted massively, leading to what the Telegraph are reporting this morning as Pep Guardiola threatening to quit Manchester City if he falls out further with the fans, if this row continues to escalate. We all know what he said earlier on in the week. He was pleading with fans to turn up on Saturday, saying, we will need your support. That has been taken as a veiled or a direct attack against Manchester City fans. Spokesperson from Manchester City Supporters Club, I want to get his name right here. Where's his name? Kevin Parker has come out and said, what he said did surprise me. I'm not sure what that's got to do with him. He doesn't understand the difficulties that some people might have getting to a game at the Etihad on a Wednesday night. They've got kids to think of. They might not be able to afford it. COVID issues. I don't see why he comments on it. He then goes on to say he's absolutely the best coach in the world, but in the nicest possible way. I think maybe he should stick to that. So the supporters clubs of Manchester City are telling Pep Guardiola to keep quiet. Don't comment on us not arriving. Guardiola has then come back. And as you just heard there in the short clip at the beginning, he's essentially come back and said, they've misinterpreted me. I'm not unhappy. I'm not asking why are they not coming. He hasn't said once, why do you not come up? Why do you not support us? He is just making a rallying cry for City fans to turn up, for City fans to have their say, for City fans to get behind them this weekend. I've heard so many managers do this before, during, and after games. I want your take as to why you think Manchester City fans have, for me, been very, very defensive, very, very scathing towards Guardiola over the situation. I'd love your thoughts and your feelings. We're going to touch in a moment on the whole quit thing. The quit thing for me, I've read the article in the Telegraph. I do think they're being somewhat hyperbolic with what he said. However, let's wait to see the next reaction from Man City fans, because his words were, and I'll read out his actual quote word for word here. He says, if I have a problem with fans, I will step aside. He does then say, it's not a problem, but I am one of them. Since day one, I try to do my job to the best of my abilities, that's for sure. I like to play in the Etihad with our fans, is what he's added. The interesting thing here is you can see the frustration in Guardiola, that he's even had to mention, I'll step aside if you're not happy. I think Manchester City fans having a go at their greatest ever manager in the history of their football club is an absolute embarrassment. I think Man City fans are so sensitive over their stadium not selling out, the stadium not being full. They've completely twisted what Pep Guardiola has said or misunderstood what he has said, because he's not challenging their reasons. He's not saying, don't feed your kids. Don't feed your kids. Come watch us play football. He's not saying, I don't care if you catch COVID, come watch us play. He's not saying, leave work early and not get paid to come watch us play. He's just saying, if you can be here, please be here. I don't understand the issue, other than the fact that I think a lot of Manchester City fans are very sensitive about the fact that their stadium's empty a lot of the times. And they don't have the same fan base outside of Manchester that Man United have. They don't have the same national and international fan bases that the Arsenals, the Liverpools, the Chelseas have. I do think there's a bit of there's a sensitivity here, and I get that because they get a lot of banter for it. But Guardiola hasn't had a go at you. I think it's outrageous. Some of the tweets I've seen for the supporters club, stick to coaching. We talk about stick to coaching. He is sticking the coach in, and he's telling you that his players need your support. The response should have been, we're going to get as many of us there as we can, Pep. We love you. We respect what you've all done. Roll on Saturday. That's the response from City fans, not how dare you say we don't come to games. He didn't say that. He literally didn't say it. Let's go to some of your comments here. Timothy says, to be fair, I've only seen the leader of the supporters club say bad things. Have City fans also had a go? I've seen a number of tweets. I've seen a lot of people supporting what was being said. I've seen a lot of City fans come out and defend, why we don't come, why we can't be there, why are people always dragging us over the coals. Pep's put us out there to be sort of attacked. And I'm like, listen, the Man City fans I know or I've spoken to, they're not having a pop at Pep, right? And of course, rival fans are jumping on this like dogs in heat, because as a Man United fan, I would like nothing more to see Pep Guardiola leave City. I don't think City are going to fall off the edge of a cliff, but I don't think they'll be as good without Pep. Every rival fan should want Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, Thomas Tuchel to lead those respective clubs. You'd be crazy to not want them to do that from a rival fan's perspective. But City fans, for me, have got to learn that now you're a big club now. You're headline news every day. That comes with banter. Man United by Jadon Sancho, he hasn't scored or assisted a goal in 4 matches. If you actually add the minutes up he's probably played about 2.5 games. And already, flop. Man United fans have got to be strong enough to take that. Chelsea, if you lose this weekend, people are going to come for you. Is Tuchel the real deal? Di Matteo 2.0. Football fans, people think that social media has made football fans reactionary. People think that social media has made football fans have bad takes on the game. That's always existed. You're just hearing it now. You're just hearing about it now. You know, sometimes I always remember, it's going to sound like a warped example, but I have to give it because it feels relevant here. I remember watching the news. I was with my dad and one of my aunties, and it was about how, like, I think they were talking about cancer and how, like, 1 in 2 people get it. And I remember I was young, right? And I kind of said, it seems like it's getting worse. Like, more and more people get it now than ever before. What's going on? And my auntie just said, not really. They're just discovering things that people used to die of that we didn't know were cancer. And now we find out that they're that they are. So it's just that the net's widening as opposed to it getting worse. And it made a lot of sense. And it's like, that's what social media has done in the football context. These opinions have always been there. But now people have got a platform to share it with the world. So we feel like it's been created for, I'm going to give a bad take because I'm on social media. No, most people that have a bad opinion, just have a bad opinion, have a bad opinion, have a bad opinion. Yeah, that's how I see these things. But City fans, back to my point before I go to your calls, City fans have got to toughen up. They need to develop very thick skin very, very quickly and understand that rivals are going to be on your neck about everything to do with your club that isn't great. Liverpool fans had a record-breaking season and won the Premier League, and we're getting bantered throughout the course of that summer still. That's football. Rival fans have got to stop thinking that just because you achieve great things as a club, that your rivals are not going to come for you. Part of English football culture is banter. It's always been there, and it is never, ever going away. Don't turn on your manager. Don't turn on your players. Stand together and be, okay, we'll turn up. Do you know what I mean? For us as rivals, it's amazing to watch this scrap between supporters clubs and Pep, because it's a madness, because we've created it. We've created this by always goading you over your stadium. Like, we're helping to create infights amongst your club because of banter. Wise up. Legit. Wise up. Seriously. But who are you backing in this? I'm doing it now, by the way. Who are you backing? Do you think the fans are right? Do you think Pep's right? I want your views and I want your opinions. Terry, it's simply because City fans have history issues in terms of the numbers of fans that attend games and are rattled and insecure. Mate, I agree with that super chat 110%. I think you're spot on. Absolutely spot on. Comment here says, be interesting what the next home game brings. See if the 10K or so City fans that are offended by what he says, unlike most stadia, he can at least discuss it with them in peace and quiet during the game. That's a slight dig there. I didn't know we were getting into a dig. Cole P, one of my members here, it says, Man City fans are poor. We should feel sorry for them. Look, they're not poor. Like, let's not be disrespectful, Cole. I lived in Manchester, great city, great people. They're not, they're not poor. City just have a much smaller fan base than I think some City fans like to admit. For years, when I was moving to Manchester, I remember my dad saying to me, "Oh, you won't see any Man United." I remember saying, "I'm excited because I've been near Man United for the first time in my life." You go. My dad's like, "You won't see very many United fans out there. It's all City." And then I moved there, and I would say 70% of people I met were Man United fans. But then it was petty back then as well. I used to work at Phones for You in Stockport. And legit, right? Man United was, when I moved there, Man United was sponsored by Vodafone. Man City fans, a lot of Man City fans wouldn't take out a contract on Vodafone. It was amazing. And I'd never experienced that because in London, you don't have that local rivalry in the same way, or you don't see it as much because London is so big, vast, so many teams are supported there. In Manchester, every now and then you'd meet an Oldham or a Bury fan, but it was like 30-40% City. In some little pockets, it was heavily City, but it was 30-40% City, the rest Man United. But the rivalry was deep. But I think now, like, because it's always been a small number of people and they feel like they're getting, like, City fans must feel like they're getting battered all the time. Oil money, no fans, hollow club. It is hard to take. But my advice is take it on the chin. It's not the banter isn't going it. The banter is going to remain today, tomorrow, next week, forever. It's going nowhere. Joel said, Pep did nothing. City fans are defensive about the topic as they are always bantered for having no fans. Nothing wrong with asking for more support. Radu here says maybe he should go first to the board, ticketing team and marketing team. Fans are not to blame. Look, I think the stadium being empty, it's not the City fans' fault. You are right. It's the club. What I'm still surprised about is that they haven't had a bigger uptake of fans. Yeah, City have had money now for, 11, 12, 13 years? Like, you've got to understand, Man City have only been a billionaire rich club for 5, 6 years, less than Chelsea. Chelsea's global fan base is gargantuan in comparison, in my opinion, in terms of what I see on social, the interactions on socials, the interactions out there. It's just huge in comparison to Man City. So that's what they need to tackle. And I know maybe locals in Manchester won't like it, but City need tourist fans, out of towners. They need supporters clubs in Cornwall, London, everywhere else. I do think they need to start doing something to grow their fan bases in those areas. I agree. I'm going to start going to your calls now. The link is in the live comment section for you to come on and have your say. Please smash that like button for us. Also, tremendous support and kind words yesterday about the latest episode of Friday Night on the Terrace. We honestly, when I say we tested it within an inch of our lives, 2 different softwares. We did multiple tests yesterday afternoon and we had that sound in sync. And then we went live proper and it went out straight away. And then we stayed behind last night late and tested again. And we tried it and run it through a different computer. So we instead of using like a really good gaming PC, we started doing it with Apple Macs. And it looks like it's the processors and things. So we're going to look to change that this week. So we want to get the sync bang on. But the overall content was great. Still want to tidy it up in a few areas. I think some of the segments went on a little bit too long. Want to rein it back in a little bit. But listen, the people we had in the studio, and I'm going to forget everybody's names. But like, Monstar, Sonny, man like Patrick, Ash, Eleanor, like Alex, everyone did so well yesterday. And, we're going to keep growing and keep moving forward. So a big thank you to everybody that tuned in. We're going to keep growing and keep getting better. And that you, the viewers, we want you guys in that audience as well. I know we had all content creators last night pretty much, but we want our members, we want some of our viewers and subscribers. We'd love to get you in there doing what it is that you've got, coming in and giving your opinions, asking questions, seeing the studio and stuff like that. So yeah, we definitely want to get that done. I'm going to go to some of your calls now. First up, City Express, first of all. Man City fan, I want to speak to you first on this. Good to have a City fan on the show. Smash the like button. Let's do it. City Express, welcome back to the Terrace, mate. What's your take on this situation with Pep and this little falling out with fans going on?
I think so. It has a big, like the media has played a big part in it. I think so. If you see at Talk Sport or I don't know which other media channels, they were like after the press conference came in, they were like Pep calling out the City fans to come and support and things like that. Wrong media lines, headlines, and that's caused a bit of a stir. But more or less, I do not think Pep has done anything wrong. I think so. It's more to get headlines from the media. They have put on wrong story out there, and that's the media. You can't change that. But I think so. I'm not sure how many people have actually looked at the press conference and what actually Pep said. If they would have looked at it and they would have understood it, I don't think so. Should be such a reaction on that. Uh,
Yeah, mate. Listen, I get, I totally get where you're coming from. I've looked at this situation, and even with the Pep threatens to quit City, he hasn't said I'm going to quit if you challenge me. I don't think this is. I don't think the situation is anywhere near him walking away. However, the fact that he's even said it is embarrassing for everybody at Man City, because I do think you're right. I think the media were always going to pull up what he said, because the media know that it's a sore topic for City fans about the stadium being the Etihad Arena. City fans have then reacted, but instead of creating a united front, I feel like City fans have had a pop publicly at Guardiola. The media then jump onto that, rivals then jump onto that and say, this is amazing. Let's throw some petrol on this fire. Let's engulf it. And it's led to a point where the supporters club are telling him to stick to coaching and stay out of fan affairs. And the manager is making comments like, if I fall out with the fans, I might leave. Like you just got your champions of England. You're pretty much at the top of the league. You've got an amazing squad. You had a great week in the Champions League. You've got a fairly simplistic game today, which you're more than likely to win. I think it's more embarrassing for City that you've been drawn out like this as a football club.
yes, and also I think so. The City fans should not be insecure about the number of fans. Like we had 42,000 attendance during the midweek game, like in the Champions League. That will sell out the entire Stamford Bridge. I just do not see our stadium is big, and that is the fact. That is why you see empty seats. We are not a big fan base as of now. I was in the UK, now I'm in India right now, and I can tell you that in India, City is the fastest growing fan base here. United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea are big in numbers. But if you see the biggest fan base right now in India, and I would not just say India, but Asia overall, City is growing really fast. And even if you see the social media of City, you'll see a lot of posts where they will be catering towards India, and that is a big reason. We'll see the in the coming 5 to 10 years, if we continue on this run, like Champions League, Premier League, we'll see a bigger fan base. But I think so
Yeah.
at the moment, yeah,
Do you know what, bro? Sorry to interject. Sorry, you're absolutely
sure.
right. They are working on that. But in terms of the stadium being full, that will help. That will help. You know, when people they grow that fan base in India by millions. If they grow the fan base in the Middle East by millions, there's always people traveling and coming to the UK that are going to go to games. That's going to help fill the stadium up, as an example. It's just they need those domestic base. I'm not saying English people, I'm saying just domestic based people. So someone like yourself, I'm sure if you moved back to the UK or back to the UK, that you would go to City games as and when you had the opportunity to. And that's all they've got to wait for. My point is that's going to come in time. I'm surprised City haven't got there a little quicker, but it will come. The point I'm making is City fans have got to stop themselves from being drawn out. City fans have got to stop themselves from getting rattled by any comment because I don't think Guardiola said anything wrong. He's just said, we need your support on Saturday. Please come and support us. He hasn't said, I'm pissed off with Man City fans because so many don't bother turning up each week. Like, legitimately, he didn't say that, but it's almost been twisted into it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I think so. The rival fans bantering is all right. I can take it, and I think so. The City fans should also take it. We have the fourth or fifth highest average attendance in the Premier League over a season. Even Chelsea, like we have more fans attending at the stadium than Chelsea. Okay, our stadium is a little big. That is why you will see empty seats. But if you see overall, we have more fans attending the matches. So I do not get why are they so rattled about with Pep's comments. I really do not know.
No, I hear you completely. Great call, mate. Thanks for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it, bro. Top man. Next on the show, we're going to speak to Leaf. Leaf back with us. Leaf's a Tottenham fan. Thank you for your kind comments, by the way, yesterday about the Friday. Did you like the show last night? Was it a better structure to the show in terms of how we did it?
It was amazing. It was really good. It was really, really good.
I appreciate it.
It was very good.
We'll get the sync sorted out by what we've actually decided. If we can't get the sync sorted out, we're going to record it and then release it live later so that it's because I think that will just. I think some people are still like, oh, I want to watch it, but it's hard. So yeah, we're getting there slowly, and we're working on be blunt with people. We're working on a really small budget compared to other shows that are doing those kind of live takes. But yeah, we're getting there. But thank you for your kind words. It meant a lot to me yesterday. What's your take on this Pep Guardiola system, bro?
I don't think that this is a very small thing. This is a huge thing because I saw the press conference. Have you ever seen a manager say that in the history of top flight football? I have never seen this. He didn't attack, but he went after the Man City, the head of the supporters group. He went after him. I don't know if you saw the quotes, but he said, "I disagree with this guy. I think this is very big. I mean, why would he say things like this? It's not like this hasn't been going on for a while. I think this has been going on for all the years that he has been at City, and for him to say this now, it's very weird for me. I think it's a very big deal.
Well, are you suggesting maybe there's underlying pressures or frustrations or concerns that Guardiola's got? Maybe with Chelsea and United and Liverpool looking good, he didn't get the striker in that he wanted. I know he's I know he debunked or he said that he didn't say that he's leaving at the end of 2 years. I don't believe him. I don't believe him. I feel like he said something maybe off record and it didn't want it coming out the way it did because there's a very weird way it was a very weird way to announce when you're leaving. Normally you do that through the club. So maybe he's playing it down. So, I wouldn't be surprised. I think we said it in our Champions League previews that Pep and Poch this year, every year in the Champions League, are under so much pressure because if they don't win that tournament, everything else, and this is what I mean. This is the thing about like recognition. We speak about legacy all the time. Legacy, yes. The match of the day and Sky Sports and BT and ESPN can put out a post and say you've got a great legacy. If football fans in general don't recognize your achievements, and we all look the Football Terrace, we're a rival based channel where we do a Tottenham Chelsea preview, but we listen to what Liverpool and Arsenal and Man United fans have got to say because that's football. However, if you were to get some of our most outrageous banterous people, the likes of Monstar, Sonny. Who else loves to stick it to other clubs as an example? Igal. If you actually get them to just admit for a minute, Man United's treble team was amazing, right? Yeah. The Invincible season was brilliant. Yeah, it was a very good season. Whatever. You need that rivalry recognition as part of your legacy outside your club. And I feel something that's getting to Pep is that so many people just say, yeah, but we're at that Champions League, bruv. It doesn't mean as much. And I think it gets to him. And I do think there's a bit of pressure. However, are you surprised that City fans and the supporters clubs have gone for him the way they have?
Well, firstly, I have to say this is the first time I've ever seen City fans go out on their manager or say something about anything, really. I'm very surprised because the head of the supporters group, he said, stick to coaching. You don't say that to Pep Guardiola. You don't say that. You say something else. You don't say that. It's like it's like he thought that Man City are bigger than Pep or that the fans decide what happens to Pep. No, it doesn't work like that. Not in City.
No, mate, I do hear you completely. Leaf, great call as always, mate, and we'll speak to you again soon. Top man, thank you. Next on the show, I'm going to go to Zion. Zion's a Chelsea fan coming to have his say today. Pep Guardiola, I wouldn't even call it a vowed threat, just like a loose threat today, printed in the Telegraph, that if he has a problem with fans, he will step aside. You can tell he's upset. He is upset that they've misinterpreted him. You can tell, he spoke about this. He has spoke about this before. We'll actually play you some of the clip from his press conference again.
Philippe said that I was disappointed because the stadium was not full.
You didn't say that, no. I think that's what he's read into the situation, into your comments.
So the interpretation is interpretation.
So you see what he said there? He didn't say, I was disappointed it wasn't full. He's calling for support.
What I said, we would love, because we need them support with 10,000 people, 30,000 people, 40,000 people, 50,000 people. It doesn't matter how many people comes. If after 5 seasons, the people can understand my behave about the fans or whatever, so it's because they want to misunderstand what I say. Guys, if you want to join us, we'll be incredible happy if you come to see the next game against Southampton, because I know, and tomorrow I will know it, how difficult it will be. And I prefer to be with my people than without me.
Yeah, it's very interesting indeed to hear what he's got to say there. A few people saying it's a little bit low. Apologies for that. I could hear it. But yeah, I think he thinks he's been misinterpreted. But do you think he has been? Maybe you feel like he did have a pop and now he's backtracking. I'd love your take on it. Zion's a Chelsea fan. He's here with me. What are you saying, bro?
You're right, Terry.
Yeah, I'm very, very well. I mean, what's your take on this row between Guardiola and his fans?
I think he's just a bit childish from the fans, in my opinion. I mean, what they're getting riled up for no reason. I mean, I don't think what Pep said was anything wrong, in my opinion. I seriously don't think. You know, if you're doubting your manager and you're like now calling him out after all these years, after how much he's won you, you know, the reason why City are where they are is because of Pep Guardiola. Let's be real. If Pep's not there, you're not challenging for a title. You're not challenging for a top 4. So, you know, I just don't get why City fans and even like the guy who's obviously the supporter, you know, group, they're getting riled up because I don't know what Pep said anything wrong. He just wants to support, you know, in the stadium. You know, every manager would probably want that. I mean, as Jurgen Klopp, you know, he'd probably want Anfield to be packed and, you know, supporting Liverpool on. So
yeah, but do you know what I'd say on that real quickly? If Klopp said on Tuesday or Wednesday after their game, oh, look, really tough game tonight. We are going to need you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to need you at Anfield on Saturday because we're going to be really, really tired. The Kop and Anfield would say, right, they'd speak collectively, like they'd be in their group chat to be talking to each other, right, we've got to be noisier than ever to help our boys out on Saturday. And that's because Liverpool fans don't have a complex about having an empty stadium, about having bad support. They know how. Look, we banter Liverpool. I still banter Liverpool and go, oh, your atmosphere at Anfield's a myth. No Liverpool fan gives a shit when I say that. They're like, oh, nice one, mate. We know how good it is. This is all escalated. And Chris, one of our members here, says what Pep said wasn't that deep. And you're right. I don't think in its heart of hearts was deep. City fans have made it deep by taking it. Have you ever been like, it might be with your partner, it might be one of your friends. You've got a friend or a partner where like you can say something in jest and then like 4 days later, like, why are you in the mood for a week with me? Oh, because you said this. I'm like, fucking, it was a joke. It wasn't even real. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know, bro. Like for me, I just feel like deep in their feelings on this.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know if Pep's saying this after like, 5 seasons and all that, but he's got the right, in my opinion, to say all this kind of stuff. I mean, let's be real. I mean, without fans, you don't have the atmosphere. The football is not, in my opinion, the game isn't there without fans. I mean, you can't enjoy a great game of football without fans. So I think Pep just all asks for some support, and there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. But it's the press and the media who've just riled it all up with their different kind of things. And Pep said this, Pep said that. But in my opinion, I don't think he said anything wrong. So you know what City needs to do is now come out, and Pep needs to show that, even with the support and not support, he's there, focus on his team, the game that he's got coming up, and the season. So, I just don't get some City fans and like, especially, why they're going at Pep right now.
Mate, I completely hear you. Thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. Thank you very much indeed. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're back live later today. I know there's some more of you waiting backstage. I haven't got the time right now. I've got to go and pick the kids up. But listen, we're back. I cannot believe the Premier League has put City, Liverpool, and Arsenal all on at 3:00 again. Absolutely outrageous. Why are they not spreading them out? Like, we can't watch them all. Crazy. But yeah, we're live after those games. We'll be covering all 3 today, focusing on whatever one has the biggest story, essentially. But we're watching all of those games today. We're covering them. Live match reaction show for all of you. If you haven't watched it yet, go check out Friday Night on the Terrace from last night. It's on the page now. Big header of it being the preview for the Tottenham Chelsea game. Go and check that out for us. Love all the support that you've given us recently, ladies and gentlemen. It's funny, really, because starting to get a lot more traction now on socials, and we've been called clickbait for a lot of things before on the Terrace. And I kind of get why, but I stand by the way we title things because you're looking to attract people. You know, our average view time is insanely good. Growing subscribers year in, year out. We're very, very happy with what we do here at the Terrace. We know what we do. We're very happy with it, comfortable. But the amount of people I've had DM me in the last few days, don't have these people on. I don't how you have people on giving bad. Like one channel, not a massive channel, called me out and said, I can't believe you tweet clickbait. And I said, what do you mean I tweet clickbait? Oh, you know, when one of your callers says something crazy, you share it. It's such clickbait. That same platform puts out some of the worst opinions I've ever seen in my life, but it's relative. So I just want to thank you, the Football Terrace alumni, the Football Terrace community that know what we do, support what we do. As I say, none of it bothers me. What I focus on is the people that back us. I focus on you. So thank you all very, very much from the bottom of my heart for continuing to grow this platform in just the way we like to do it. Thank you very much indeed. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God